All right, my name is Kristi. I'm going to teach you how to fold a crane today. I've got my square piece of paper here. My origami paper went missing, so I've just made a new square out of an old piece of paper. Easy enough to do. And yeah, the first step is just to fold your square in half. We're going to line up our edges as well as we can. And always make sure that, like, if you use your thumbnail afterwards to really make clean, clear lines, that works well. Okay, so that's our first step, is just folding that paper in half. Now, with the closed edge down, we're going to bring the bottom right corner and we're going to bring it up to match the line that comes along the top here into a triangle. So that is the second step. And again, you can see I really made a nice, clean, strong line. All right, so that's the second step. Then we're going to turn this piece of paper around and we're going to bring up the other side exactly the same way that we did previously. So we bring up the other line, again, lining it up as well as we can to the top line. Now, so that's the third step. Now, this is a little trickier. What we're gonna do is we're gonna face everything towards us, and in the very middle, sometimes I use a pencil to kind of really get in here. But we take the middle of all of that, and then we collapse it down so that we make like this square. So, again, making all of these lines nice and strong. All right, so the next step is, with this kind of open side towards us, this is really important that this open side is facing towards us. We're gonna bring in this side of the top half of the paper that we're dealing with. And this is when we bring it in, and I call it making a kite. And so we bring it up against that center line once again, and then we do the same with the other half. We fold it in to complete the first kite. So, all right, so we've got a little kite. See that? And then we turn it over and do the same on the other side. Line everything up as much as we can. We've got fold. All right, now we are going to fold this top piece over, kind of to this line here. This is probably, I think, the most important line that we establish, because step after this is pretty tricky. So it ends up looking like this triangulated little envelope, and I'm actually going to turn it over and fold it the other way too, again, just to really distinguish the line. Okay, now the next step, this tricky bit, is to open up the kite on one side. And what we do is we bring all of this, I'm going to put my thumb here actually to kind of create a border line here. And we open this up to that crease line that we just folded. And all of this kind of fold along the lines that we've been creating the whole time we've been going so far. And it all just kind of collapses down. Do our best to just gently fold all the lines in. All right. Some people call it like making the boat, because it does kind of look like a little boat. But it's like this. So, okay, and then we turn it over, and you guessed it, same thing again. So we're going to open the kite, bring that bottom piece. I'm going to perch my thumb here, bring that bottom piece up to that beautiful fold line that we made. And once again, we're going to gently work with our fingers those lines that we made previously. And make another boat. Bring everything down. And just keep grinding those lines down, all right? All right, so we've got our legs, okay, our walking legs here, and we are going to make them skinny legs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in to that center fold, and we're just making them basically like half the size that they were. All right, and then we're gonna do the same on the other side. So we turn it over, and we fold into that center line on both sides. Okay, so there's that. Now we've got skinny legs. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, this is an interesting part. If you bring it together like this, we're basically flipping the inside to the outside. So we're doing this, and we're doing it on both sides at once. So this comes down. And once again. Yeah. So now it looks like this. I call this the long donkey face. Okay? So we've got this kind of ears and a long face here. All right? And it looks like that on both sides now. And then we're going to bring this up to the natural fold line. You'll see there's actually already a line there, but we're going to bring it all the way up. And then same thing on the other side. So we turn it over, bring that up to the natural line. And it's okay, not every fold ends up looking perfect. That's all fine. Piece isn't perfect, as we've been saying on our trip. Okay, so then we've got this, and then we're gonna do that same move of bringing the inside to the outside. So flip that out, and back from the other side. Again, folding down all the lines. Now we're getting close to the end. We're gonna bring, this is now one of the wings, and we're gonna fold that down. Again, just to the natural, as far as it goes without ripping it. And turn it over. Same on the other side. And then you can see we've got, so this is our head and our tail. And we can pull those out a bit and pinch, just to make our bird a little more stable and a little more head being on one side and tail being on the other. And now if you give it a little pull in the wings, that often will kind of flesh out the body here, the back of the bird. But there's also, if you notice underneath, there's a hole. So you can also just pull out the wings a bit and blow. And that will help just to have a wider kind of body. And then you just decide what is better, is the head or the tail. I'm going to say this side is better for the head. And so we give it a little head and ta-da. So there's our little peace crane all the way around.